Hey guys, Simon Trezelli, voice of reason. So yeah, a lot been going on today in the news, and so after the Americans' mostly peaceful bombing of the Iran nuclear facilities, a lot of people are talking about regime change. The one person that's not talking about regime change is the president, Donald Trump. So it's interesting how this is done before. Okay, so the last thing that any country wants to do is to actually systematically take out the leader, unless they're in a war. Okay, so if they're in an actual war, then it's fair game. You know, you cut the head off the snake. And one would wonder what would happen if someone had done that to Napoleon, or Alexander, or Julius Caesar, you know, so this does work, and we've actually seen that in recent history. If you notice that the Americans have never tried to take out the actual leader themselves. What they do is that they create the regime change from within. So they decimate the Guard Corps, okay, which are the hardcore people that protect the leader, and then they allow and fund the people to rise up and allow the people to take retribution on their leader. We saw that with Gaddafi. So Gaddafi was one of the most successful leaders in the Arab world, a long time. And yet when the Libyan resistance came up, and Gaddafi tried to run for it, and eventually was found in a hole, dragged out and systematically killed. We saw this in Iraq with Saddam Hussein, who ruled with an iron fist for many years. And as soon as he lost his Revolutionary Guard Corps and his Ba'ath Party, people rose up. They tracked him down and grabbed him and eventually hung him. So I think that the Ayatollah is, as I say, is 86 years old. We haven't heard from him for 3 days. He's squirreled away in some bunker somewhere. So they've already lost. They've lost the war. The people should probably be emboldened now, and I think at some point, the Ayatollah cannot just surrender. That would just, the regime would be over at that point. So they've got to try and perceive that there is a win, but I think that there is going to be a popular uprising. You're going to start to see it in the countryside first, taking out small Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps units. At that point, some of the army will probably join in, and then there will be a popular revolution. The rest of the Guard Corps will be taken away and probably executed. And I don't know what's going to happen to the Ayatollah. May take his life, I don't know. But I do feel that there will be some regime change, and you're getting this now, very subtly through the Trump administration, saying that they're a great trading partner. If you notice, no one's taking out their oil, no one's trying to take away the revenue that they're getting. So someone somewhere wants that revenue to stay in place and all of the assets to stay in place, just like they did in Iraq, just like they did in Syria, just like they did in Libya, just like they did in Lebanon. This is textbook. They've said that they were going to take out the 7 Shia nations, and this is the last one. They're going to do it. They're going to do it, and Middle East will become a service area for the West. Okay, and it's a good way of being able to take out the influence of China. So that's my thoughts on the regime change. And please like, share, repost, comment. If you notice, I always return comments. I think that's part and parcel of actually of any type of influence. So happy to take an argument, happy to take a compliment. So let's do it. Simon Trezelli, I love you lots. You take care. Bye bye now.